I'm Jacob Alexander.
And I'm Sage Markley.
And this is 489 News. The CSPAN bus has been traveling the country educating people on the services that they provide. A select few students from Hayes High got the chance to tour the bus. Senior reporter Jake Deckent has more on this story.
Hayes High had special guests on October 12th. On their way to Nevada for the final presidential debate, the CSPAN interactive bus took a short break from the road trip to visit with Hayes High students. We interviewed instructor Abby Maska and juniors Mark Schuckman and Ashton Teffer.
CSPAN is a nonpartisan television station that brings live footage and shots of Congress and other legislative activities that are going on in the U.S. government. They also do a little bit with Parliament and the House of Commons. It just gives average Americans a chance to see without commentary how our governmental processes work. And so it's a really important station in informing U.S. citizens who hopefully will vote. They also go so much farther beyond that, and we got to learn a little bit more about what they do a couple weeks ago when the CSPAN bus came through on their way from covering the second presidential debate in St. Louis. As they were en route to Las Vegas for the third presidential debate, they chose Hays, Kansas because of their relationship with Eagle Communications to stop here at Hays High School. And by stopping and seeing the bus, students could see a little bit more of what CSPAN does behind the scenes when they do go and cover different political and governmental events. And so what we really got to see is all of the internet resources that they provide, not only to just the public at large, but specifically educators and also high school, college, middle school, and elementary school students. So it's a really neat behind the scenes look at what CSPAN does. Unfortunately, not all of our students could access the bus just because of the time constraints, and so with the administration and the social studies department, we kind of keyed in on like which students would have the most benefit from our limited amount of time, and so we chose journalism, video productions, and where we could government, current issues, and our history students. And so I think it was a good chance for some of our kids to really get in there and see what CSPAN does and get a behind the scenes look at what it takes to bring people that kind of news and information.
I thought the CSPAN bus was pretty interesting, and I liked some of the neat features it had, like the touchscreen computers that showed you different videos of C-SPAN. I did not know about C-SPAN before the bus came. I just knew it was the channel that showed the Congress meetings, but I didn't really know anything else besides that. I thought the most interesting thing of the C-SPAN bus was that they're not affiliated with any political party, and also that they don't have any control over the cameras.
I haven't heard of the C-SPAN bus till it came here, and I learned that they're a nonpartisan organization, and the most interesting thing was they had cool touchscreen computers. I thought that the C-SPAN bus was really cool, and it had cool touchscreen computers and a lot of information to learn.
Now that you know what resources C-SPAN provides, maybe you'll tune in the near future. Reporting for 489 News, this has been Jake Deckent.
The fall musical Bye Birdie is in full swing, and they're getting ready for this November. Senior reporter Cassandra Quimby has more on the story.
I'm Kristen Neese. I'm a senior, and my character this year in Bye Birdie is Kim McAfee. Kim McAfee is basically a typical teenager from Sweet Apple, Ohio, and she gets chosen to kiss Conrad Birdie on his way to the Army.
Eric Borstrom. This is actually my first year doing musical, and I play Albert. He is he's one of the main characters along with Rosie, and he is a music businessman. He's the person who got Conrad Birdie, this sort of singing pop star guy. He's the one who started Conrad Birdie in his career, but Conrad Birdie's being accepted into the Army, so it's causing a lot of problems for him, but it also might, open up some new opportunities. and so there's sort of some stress along with that.
Hi, I'm Addison Weber. I'm a senior and I play the part of Rosie Alvarez. Rosie is a super lively, energetic character, and she kind of isn't like sure what she's supposed to be doing in life. So she like flips back and forth between housewife and independent, strong woman throughout the entire show. And that's kind of like the basis for the show, because it is Rosie's story, and it's about how she's dealing with all of this anger and intense feelings towards Albert, and then dealing with Conrad and all that trouble.
My name is Ryan Will. I play Conrad Birdie in this year's musical. This is my third year of musical. My character is primarily focused on being a hockey superstar, attention grabber kind of character. He's kind of like the Justin Bieber of the show, as in all of the teenage girls go crazy when they see him and they can't live without him, which is interesting because Conrad Birdie gets drafted into the army, and so it's hard for the teenage girls to accept that he's leaving.
The musical is focused, mainly the big thing that causes all the events to happen is that Conrad Birdie is accepted into he is drafted into the armed forces, which means, you know, he can't go on singing, he can't go on performing, but he has all this, he has a big fan base, and girls really, really like him. So, you know, everybody's really sad that he's going into the army, and he is sort of taking advantage of that to get, you know, maybe one last song or one last hit before he has to go into the army.
People should come see the show because it's full of fun and energetic music from the 50s and 60s, and everybody will just want to be dancing. It'll be super fun.
I think people should come because this year we're going back to a classic. Bye Bye Birdie is a really fun musical. It has a lot of things that people love about musicals. It's really funny. It has some really awesome songs. It sort of gives a sort of satirical comment on sort of the time period.
It is a fun, original show with great music, great actors, a really, really awesome cast and pit.
People should come see the show because it's so energetic and so awesome, and just the music is amazing.
The Hayes Middle School Robotics Club recently received new robots for their after-school program. Senior reporter Jet Dillon catches up with instructor Brad Moritz for more on this story.
Hayes Middle School has just received new robots for their after-school robotics club. I'm here at the middle school checking them out and getting more information from the instructor, Mr. Brad Moritz. Explain to me a little bit about the robotics club.
Well, our robotics club here at Hayes Middle School is open to all Hayes Middle School students, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I believe at this point I've got more 6th graders than 7th and 8th graders, but again, it's open to everybody. Our first meeting was October 4th. We meet once a week on Tuesdays from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Doesn't give us a whole lot of time for programming, which is why we meet for such a long time during that class. Our after-school program is a little bit different than what we do in class for our exploratory tech class. For example, our in-class time for exploratory tech, we have the NXT robots, and students will build this particular robot and then add sensors to it and make the robot do some things, and we'll talk about all the programming that's involved with robots, how to make them smarter. They're not going to be more intelligent because they're not going to learn from their experience, but they will be more autonomous the smarter we make them with the sensors that we have to have them start interacting within their own environment. What we do differently in the after-school program is that we have just received several new robots from our home and school. They purchased us 2 of them last semester and then 2 more this semester, with a couple that I purchased from my program and a couple that I've gotten from doing some conferences here and there. And I taught a teacher workshop a summer ago. A bunch of teachers came here to Hayes Middle School and we taught them how to use the new robot and how to incorporate that into their classroom and get kids jazzed about robotics. But what we'll do differently in our after-school program is these robots we'll of course teach them how to make the robot move and interact with their environment, use different sensors. But the thing that's going to be exciting about this is that then we will take real-world situations, give them a problem to solve, and then actually engineer and build a robot to perform that particular task, which we just don't have time to do in class when we're doing these different rotations for our exploratory tech, because we got, you know, rockets to do and bridges to build and break and some manufacturing things to do. And so it doesn't give us enough time to actually let the kids build and create in class. So after school, what I'm hoping that'll do is really get to that creative engineering side of students where they go, well, how can we make this happen? Because see, robotics uses a couple different philosophies when they decide what is a robot going to do for us. They'll say, well, we got a particular task to do, and then they look at nature and say, well, what in nature does that, and how can we make our robot do that? Because, you know, somehow that animal has figured out a way to do that effectively, and so we make our robots do that. Or we just say, look at nature and say, well, that's kind of cool, let's make our robot do that. And so the way kids engineer these things is going to be that creative, critical thinking, problem solving, trial and error, see if we can get it to work, and if it doesn't work, go back to the drawing board and try it again.
What are you hoping the outcome will be of this program, especially with the new robots?
I'm hoping that we continue to grow. I've got another robot that I've purchased with my program. I'm hoping to hit maybe the board later on this year if we continue to get more kids. Right now we've got about 3 to 4 kids per robot, and that's way too many. Ideally, you'd want to have about 2 kids per robot. And so Fort Hays has told me that I could borrow some of their robots that we used this summer. I did a summer camp, robotics camp for middle school kids, and they've got a bunch of robots just sitting in the closet that they are willing to let me use for this program here as well. And so, but of course, any new robot that we have that we can call our own and keep active is a good thing. I know their students at Fort Hays use them, so I'm hoping that we can have a couple of them for an extended period of time. That, and just keep offering it to students, because I think it's going to be a good program for kids that you know, may not be doing anything else here at Hays Middle School.
The kids of Hays Middle School Robotics Club are very excited to see what they can accomplish this year with these new robots. Reporting for 49 News, this has been Jet Dillon.
The fire department just doesn't fight fires. They also try to help the community prevent the fires. Preschool teacher Tina Albers brought her students to the Hays Fire Department in order to teach them a little bit about fire safety. Senior reporter Maddie Keller has more on the story.
The USD 489 preschoolers had the opportunity to visit the local fire department. Teacher Tina Albers specifically planned this day to inform the students about fire safety.
October is Fire Prevention Month. This month in the preschool classroom we've been talking about how to stay safe. If there's a fire in your home, the children learned 911, the emergency number. Yesterday and today we're having a field trip at the fire station. Super great, fun field trip. They got to watch the firefighters slide down the fire pole. They got to use the fire hose. Some of the activities we did last week for our theme of the week, we had activities that they did a 911 activity. They did stop, drop, and roll activities. We had a fire safety rap that the kids really enjoyed. So we heard Call 911 all week long.
911, the number to call is 911. 911, 911, the number to call is 911. If you see matches, don't touch. Candles and lighters, don't touch. If you see a hot stove, don't touch. Playing with these could hurt you so much.
What is your name?
Brooklyn.
What number do you call if there's a fire or an emergency?
911.
Good job. What is your name?
Dylan.
Okay, Dylan, what was your favorite part about going to the fire station?
Watching them go down the pole.
That was pretty cool. Hey, what's your name?
Owen.
Okay, Owen, what do you do if your clothes catch on fire?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Hi, what's your name?
Gracie.
Okay, Gracie, what number do you call if there's a fire or an emergency?
911.
Yep. What is your name?
Gavin.
Okay, Gavin, what was your favorite part about going to the fire station?
Spraying the hose.
What is your name?
I'm Colt.
Okay, Colt, what do you do if your clothes catch on fire?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Can you show us how to do that? Good job. As you can tell, the kids had a great time. This was a wonderful learning experience that will benefit them for the rest of their lives. Reporting for 489 News, this has been Maddie Keller.
Well, Sage, that about does it for this month's news.
It sure does. And as always, you guys can go and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at 489 News.
Don't forget about our website, 489news.com. This has been Jacob Alexander.
And Sage Markley.
Thanks for watching.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Come with us and
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.